Hi everyone, it's Amy Thompson. Welcome back to another Pick a Card reading. Right now, we are going to be asking Spirit what you need to know right now. Okay, so for whatever it is that's happening in your life right now, we're going to be tuning into your energies and getting the best advice that we can give you for your current situation. Okay, so yes, those who chose pile 1, this is your reading. So first off, prosperity lies ahead. That is always a welcome card. So if you've been wondering about whether or not something you're working on is going to be paying off, this is a definite sign that it is. And prosperity can be lying in your like financial situation, your home situation, your relationship situation. Prosperity is not just financial abundance, although if that's where your worries or concerns have been, you can rest assured that the good news is on its way. Okay. I'm going to just pull out a few more cards and get the energies, and then I'll tell you. Okay, great. So it appears that you were looking after somebody, all right? There was somebody who you really cared about, somebody in your life who was very, very special to you, and it seemed like it was your job or your responsibility to make them happy and care for them and make sure that they had everything that they need. You're a very, very caring person, and so this is suggesting that instead of looking to where you needed to do better or do more, whether you cared enough, to stop looking back at that past energy and just get that right now everything's okay. If you ever need assistance, like say that you want to help somebody feel better, or you feel that you would like to make somebody's life happier, and it comes between you doing that or you taking care of your responsibilities or whatnot, you can always ask assistance from your spirit guides, your angels, your higher power, source, God, whoever it is that you resonate with. You can always ask for assistance, because when you ask for assistance to the spiritual realm, there are spiritual, there's a whole entire spiritual team that can assist you with either healing somebody else or helping them out in their life, and the responsibility doesn't all have to fall on you. Okay, so your role is to just focus on things getting better, because as you're focusing on things getting better, they will continue to get better. So instead of looking at what did not work, you're starting to look at the positive aspects. And basically, if you can see this card, there's a rocket ship and it's flying to the moon, and it's like, if you're thinking about aiming for a big goal, just continually focus on how things are improving, or where the things that you like about things. And as you continually tell that better story to yourself and to others about how things are getting better and all this, it's going to start to build the momentum. Okay, so it's not comparing the past. It's not like pointing out anything that wasn't working or anything, but just really like recognizing that as things get better, they'll continually get better. Okay, so going to pull out a couple more cards for you too. So you've got what if everything was always working out for me to the left, and then you've got the King of Wands upright, Seven of Cups upright, Illusion upright. Here, I'm going to just rearrange them a little bit. All right, so you've also got Independence upright and Communication upright. So I think you sometimes still tend to look to the past to find out why things might not have been working for you, right? Like, even though you could look back and go, well, if I was like this, that would have been better, or if I had have done this, that would have worked better. But looking back to the past to try to figure things out, to kind of like make peace with the past, is actually slowing you down and wasting your time. Right? So this energy of what if everything was always working out for me, if you brought that into the present and you weren't thinking about how you could fix past mistakes or behaviors or anything, it would do you a lot of good to just like let go of that looking back and trying to make sense of what was, and just be with the present energy. Okay. Now you're a very charismatic and creative person, and you've got some very, very big visions and goals. All right. You've got two cards right after one another about illusion. like there's like illusion and deception. So one of the things that I'm getting is that, try not to like trick yourself or, like this part I'm going to be completely channeling. Okay. So try not to trick yourself into believing that somebody else's heart is, of more importance than your own. Like this is telling me that you really have to like step into your own inner power and your own inner knowing. If you look at the imagery on all of these cards, it's like, in fact, it's like pretty much all of them. It's like this one's pointing up, and then this one's got a heart at the very, very top, and this one's got like 3 stones on the third eye chakra, right? It's really, really suggesting that everything is kind of like created from perception, and it's your vision and your inner knowing and your creation, not somebody else's. Like to stop looking at external outside of you and look for like what it is that's your deepest, most inner knowing. Sometimes that can be a bit of a challenge to get into, but this is telling me like to stop lying to yourself and thinking that it's somebody else that you need to like adapt your life to or make plans for. It's really coming from your own inner knowing. It's also letting me know that that you have everything that it takes to have that full independence in your life. And don't get me wrong, you can have people in your life and you can have that joy and you can have that harmony and you can have that love and trust and everything that you want. But it's really going to come from you being tall within yourself and not relying on other people for pretty much anything. It's and it's not as a responsibility, okay? So if this feels like responsibility for you, that's not the feeling that I'm picking up. It's like a solid and groundedness that it does not matter what happens externally to you. For 100% certainty that you have this all together because you're trusting your inner knowing. All right. So communication. You will definitely need to communicate with people in your life, and continually communicate with your guides and with your inner knowing. Align your chakras. I don't know if you do any chakra balancing or anything, but just continually like communicate with your spiritual realm, your team, your friends, your family. Like keep communication open, but whenever it comes to anybody else giving you advice or things that other people are doing that maybe you think you should be doing because other people are doing them, always come back to your inner knowing and your communication with your higher self above anything else. All right, let's see what else we have. Daughter of Cups. Okay, and the 10 of Swords to the right. Okay, so here's the second card also about creativity. All right, so this is telling me that you're looking to your thoughts are looking ahead into your future, because you are, again, a very creative person, and it's almost like you're trying to create things and figure everything out in your life. You will be stepping into a really like highly powerfully charged creative time and emotional time. Not a bad time. It's going to be like really like solid, like you're going to be creating some really cool things. And not only that, keep in mind the very first card, which is the overall for the reading, is Prosperity Lies Ahead. You do have this card here, which is the 10 of Swords. And okay, so when I read cards to the right and to the right is like where your thoughts are. Okay, so you've got like contradictory thoughts in one sense here. You've got like the thoughts about I'm going to step forward into my creative and emotional and free-spirited power, right? And then you've also got thoughts projecting into your future about what could possibly go wrong. This like this torment, this melodrama, this like I'm guessing that these are not I'm guessing, but I'm feeling that these are things from your past, or feelings that you've had, or feelings that you haven't actually been able to release out of your like body yet. So this is coming up in your thoughts right now about, yeah, well, I'm stepping into this powerful energy, but how long is that going to last? Or I don't have everything aligned for what I need. So, where's all that going to come from? Right? So you've got some fears, essentially, is like you're stepping into this creative, powerful energy, but you have some fears. And again, when I said, I asked whether you did chakra balancing, it would be very, very good for you to do chakra balancing, because you can actually tap into some of the locations in your body, and you can clear some of these fears and these energies that have perhaps been trapped within you, okay? Yes, okay, we got the emotions are running high, inverse, and then we've got the end of a tough cycle approaches. Awesome. Yeah, so according to this, you have been putting other people's needs ahead of your own, and other people's desires ahead of your own. Now you're stepping into your own independence and your own power. You're recognizing that everything that you were living essentially was an illusion, and that you have the ability to create new, but it's got to come from within you, within your higher level creative power and your like connection with your soul and your source, right? So as you're doing this and you're going through this transformational process, yes, emotions are running high. However, these cards both are indicating that it's the end of a cycle. All right. So you've been feeling some emotions. You've been having some fears and concerns and challenges and whatnot. But both of these cards are indicating that this cycle that you've been going through, it is at the end. So, whoo, congratulations, and just like breathe in and breathe out. Perfect. So looking ahead, again, your thoughts moving forward are nurture. So you're going to be looking towards where you can nurture yourself, mind, body, spirit. Okay. So whenever the mind is out of sync or the body or the spirit is out of sync, then it throws other things off. So just look to how, I mean, even if you start today and you're like, how can I nourish my body today? How can I nourish my mind today? How can I nourish my soul today? You know, like, your future, you're stepping into a place where you're going to be able to easily nurture yourself in all regards. So you'll have the independence, break free of these illusions, you're having the prosperity. And again, second card about communication, very, very strongly indicated that you need to continue your spirit, like your spiritual communication, and that like balancing with your inner self and your inner knowing. Okay. 100%. Communicate with your guides, your teams, your inner knowing, everything like that. You have a wonderful reading, a very, very bright future ahead of you, and that's what you need to know right now. So I hope you liked that pile number 1. And if you would like to check out any of my artwork or get a personal reading, you can visit me on my website, amythompson.ca, and the link is down below. So until next time, see you soon. All right, so pile number 2. Let's see what you have. To start off your reading, we've got it's time to take action in inverse. All right, I'm going to pull a few cards just to get the general energy of everything that's happening here. You have love in reverse. You have a fiery climax approaches. And you have be bold and make the first move. Okay, so there's a couple things in here, and I'm getting that you're a little uncertain with some of the things that are happening, perhaps with a relationship. All right, so the overall reading or the overall energy for this spread is it's time to take action in reverse. All right, so you may be having to plan, having to make adjustments. You may have gone through some challenging times, but the like the climax of your story is coming up, and you're going to be the one to make the move. All right. Yeah. So just know that everything comes in cycles. So if you're feeling a little heartbroken or you're feeling like things did not work out in any way, shape, or form with anybody in your life, just know that you are always loved and appreciated by your spiritual, like your spirit guides. And there are people in your life, I guarantee it, who love you that you might not even be like resonating with or aware of in this moment, because you're focused on something that's happening within, you know, 1 or 2 of your relationships in your life. Okay. So, so yeah, just know that right in this very moment, right this second, it's not time to take action. It's actually time to step into your like feeling within yourself, healing yourself a little bit, and knowing that this change is going to be coming up, but not to be like too heated. Like try to look at your perspective, other people's perspectives, you know, like things like that, but first and foremost really come to honor yourself. Take care of your like mind, body, soul. Do whatever you can to get yourself into like a positive feeling state of mind. And then when that is in alignment, then take, be bold and take that move that you know you need to take. Okay. So nothing majorly hasty, nothing like crazy abrasive. You don't need to burn bridges or make anything difficult, but you know that there are things in your life that you're going to want to be, you're going to be wanting to shift, and it's going to be for you to do that. And these are actually pretty exciting. There you go. So look, wish. So if there is something that you really, really want, put it out to the universe. Like actually, these are kids cards, okay? These are wonderful kids cards, and so very, very simplified. This is tell your angel what you wish for and look forward to a surprise, okay? So say to yourself, I wish for something, and then thank you, angel. It's very, very simple, but wish for something, feel it, and put it out to your spiritual team. You're not alone in this journey in life, and you're very, very fully supported, okay? So let's see what's coming up. So change in reverse and power upright. Okay, so you may be actually afraid to make this change. There may be things that are coming up. Maybe you've been through this kind of thing before. Maybe it's a cycle. Maybe what you're doing or what you're going to be changing into was a big surprise for you. Maybe it felt like you were hit by a ton of bricks, or or maybe it was like something that you should have seen coming for a while. Like maybe this progression that you're about to be making did have like a thinking of an escalator. It kind of goes up slowly, but it keeps going. And maybe you feel like you're not ready for the change. But this is letting me know you're 100% ready for the change. You are in your own power right now, and you're stepping into a really like solid time for yourself. So if you have any fears or doubts about whether or not you are able to make this transition, you are incredibly powerful. Okay. Yeah. So your fears are very much in your thoughts right now, because of some of the things that have happened. All right. So you're feeling a little scattered, maybe not scattered. Sorry. Yeah, it's like a self-destruction or self-defeating feeling. If you're blaming yourself in any way, shape, or form for how things have been going, let that go. First off, that's not serving you, and second, it's not your fault. Okay? You may feel like you could have done this better, or you could have done that better, or if I was like this would have happened, or they did this, or like, it doesn't matter whether you're projecting blame outward or like projecting blame or guilt or punishment or anything. Like, it doesn't matter which way those thoughts are going, like whether it's to somebody else or to you. But what's happening is you're in your thoughts. Currently, you've got thoughts heading to your future that are thinking about like self-destruction, right? So first off, stop beating up on yourself. Stop thinking that this turmoil is going to be coming into your future. All right, and that's what I'm getting, is that you're having these thoughts about bringing whatever kind of destructive stuff might continually go into your future. All right, this card reading is based on your present energy right now. Okay, so I just want you to know that absolutely nothing is set in stone, and you have 100% full control over your energy and how you can transform it and manifest it. And yes, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it takes work, but you've got what it takes. All right, speaking of got what it takes, you've got the Father of Cups. Okay, so you are very diplomatic and open-minded. So when I'm talking to you about these things that are happening within you, you know within yourself that you actually really do have the power, and that you can see things from other perspectives. All right, so yeah, get rid of that stuff that's coming into your thoughts. Okay, now I want to be clear on this. Okay, this is not saying that this is what's coming up in your future. All right, this is just saying that you have a present energy of thoughts thinking about that could come up in your future. So I want that to be clear. Okay, and the Father of Cups, and then you've got the Five of Cups, and then you've got the Ace of Wands. All right, So yeah, you know what? You are still sitting in a little bit of like grief and disappointment. Things are a little bit sad, but that doesn't actually matter. Here's what I'm getting. So you got a few cards, right? And then you also have, like, on the ends here on both of them, you've got power and you've got the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is about expansion and inspiration. So be in this moment and tune into that part of you, all right? Because you are open-minded, you are diplomatic, and you have control over the thoughts you think. So this is why your very first card that said it's time to take action, it's in inverse. It's because you actually have to just get your thoughts straight first, like all in alignment. You're going to want to step into this alignment of, you know, being in your own power, making your wish, trusting that there are forces around you that are bigger than yourself, okay, that have plans for you, and you have to, like, let go of trying to control and trying to have, because that's one of the other feelings that I'm getting also from this, is that you want to maintain control, and you've tried many times in your life and then things have not worked. So let go of feeling that you need to at all. And I did say you had full power over your thoughts and feelings, okay? I did say that, but still let go of the feeling of having to control them so much. It's like, give yourself some freedom to breathe, some grace. Stand in your power, knowing that there is something that is external to you that is helping you out. And all you have to do to help that external is to make the wishes and appreciate the good things that you do have, okay? You have the Four of Cups in inverse, and you also have the Seven of Swords, okay? All right, so some of the things that you're going through, they're a lot to do, like you're thinking about things a lot within yourself, right? You're not necessarily talking to everybody about everything that's going on with you. You've got, like, you're doing a lot of contemplation, and you're, like, kind of doing some things in secret or self-interest. And there's nothing wrong with any of this, okay? I'm just pointing out this is some of the stuff that's happening. So, you know, you're not out of this cycle yet. Like, this whole period that you're going through, it is coming to an end, and you know that, but you're not out of it yet. So this fiery climax approaches is here, and this is kind of like you planning how you're going to make your next move. All right, so there's, and to be honest, for your self-interest right now and the things that have been going on for you, it is good to take that time to contemplate, and it is good for you to look at what's going to be good for you. But don't think of it in terms of, like, what's going to be good for you, like from a greed standpoint or like a material standpoint or anything like that, or what's going to be like, you know, I don't like to say these things, but this is what's being channeled to me right now. Okay, so it's like if you have thoughts about, like, getting somebody back or anything like that, that's not actually going to do you any good. That plays into these things about your future, because you're a pretty smart cookie, I gotta tell you, and you know that, like, the things that you create can come back and whatnot. So you're actually, like, I can tell you're looking for a solution that's going to be actually good for you. Okay, so when you're here and you're thinking about what you're going to be doing, and you know that this end of this cycle is coming, think about what feels best. Like, just literally what feels the most right for you. Yeah. Not the thing that, like, sparks your, like, desires or anything like that. Like, not the thing that's going to be, like, intriguing on, like, a temptation level, but, like, what really, like, feels right. So yeah, bring that in. Okay. And then Revelation in inverse, and then Nurturer in inverse. Okay, so it might take you a little bit of time to get the answers, you know, and this is the second one that says it's like, this goes right with this one, okay? So it's time to take action. You actually have a little bit of time, even if it feels like you don't. Trust in the divine. Look for answers from like, just pray. When I say pray, it's not like, a lot of people think prayer is when they break down and they just like cry and yell about what's going on, and they ask for forgiveness, or they ask for what they want. And there is some of that, okay, so don't think you can't have that. But when you're praying, tune into the feeling of what it would be like to have what you want. So if you're, for example, if you're at a time and you know things are just going terrible and you're breaking down and you cry, you're like, I just want to be free of this. It would feel so good. You know, like connect with that, and that in your prayer is it's a powerful emotion, okay? The emotion of like freedom and release and stuff. But praying from a feeling standpoint will attract those things to you more, because everything's like electromagnetic, and so what you're projecting out from your feelings and your heart and all of that will attract similar things. So as you're looking for your answers, you can use prayer as a powerful way to do that, and just connect with the feelings that you want to have. Don't make it too like I want to have this and that and this and that, because I don't know if you're in the exact space yet to have an exact thing that you're looking for. Okay, if you do, that's amazing. But if you haven't had those insights, or you're kind of in a space where you don't know all the answers for everything, just keep it very general and just be like, I just want to feel like this. And then start to let yourself feel like that, because feeling like that ahead of that time is going to cause you to bring in some of that stuff. Like the things in your life will actually physically start to manifest to bring that feeling to you. Okay, so your job is just to like kind of slow down a bit in what you're creating. Wish and pray for the things that will make you feel good and will feel right for you. And honestly, some self-love, like legit serious self-love. You've got Nurturer, you've got Ace of Wands, you've got the Power. You know, things are shifting in your life, and you are in the perfect position for you to really like own and love yourself, like step into your energy. I have a feeling that you've put some, hang on, what was this card way back here? Yeah, so you were definitely putting others ahead of you. That's all it was, is you were putting others ahead of you, and that did not go the way that you wanted. And now it's time to put you ahead of you. Okay, so here are your last two cards. You've got Nothing is more important than that I feel good in inverse, and I can't tell stories of shortage and experience abundance. And these are both in inverse, okay? So this is another thing indicating that your most important thing for you is to have yourself feel good. That Nurturer, all right? So take time to, yeah, I know, I feel like you're arguing with me about like you don't have time, okay? And that might not be for everybody, because this is a general reading, but nothing is more important than that you feel good. So as you're talking about anything, you're thinking about anything, you're talking about anything, you're feeling anything, ask yourself, am I telling stories about shortage or abundance? Am I telling stories about love or fear? Am I feeling emotions from this or that? Am I taking actions from love or fear? Okay? Just start to recognize where your thoughts are, because your thoughts and how you project your story and your life and everything, that's what begins to manifest and attract. And I actually am getting the fact that you really do understand this, because you've seen it recently in your life when things didn't go the way you wanted it. Okay? So step into like, how can I feel better right now? What can I do to feel better in this very moment? You don't need to have everything lined up to be able to start to get answers. If you just do this one simple thing a few times a day, you're going to end up raising your vibration and your energy into a point where you're like powerful enough to start having the revelations and having the answers come to you. Okay, so that's another thing. It's like when you're upset, stressed out, anxious, fearful, any of that, it's like the answers that you're meant to be getting it's harder for things to get through to you. Okay, so you will not be hearing the things that are from your higher power. Okay, you might be like getting thoughts about I should do that, but they're not always the best thoughts, or not actually the best intro. Wow, why am I tripping up on my words right now? Blah. They're not always the best actions to take because they're not coming from your higher self. They're coming from like a fear and a stress-based standpoint. So one thing that I do personally in my own life is I get a simple like post-it note, right? And then I write down what 3 things can I do to feel good now? And I just write them out, like whatever comes to me as fast as I can. Sometimes my mind's not even clear enough to think of 3 in that moment, but if I can think of 3, great. And then so I'll write it down and then I'll take action on them. They're usually very simple things, like I am going to go change my shirt because it's kind of bugging me, or I'm going to, call somebody. They're usually very, very simple things, but we get so used to ignoring these simple things that we need or want for ourselves that suddenly we'll go from being totally okay in our lives to suddenly we're miserable. And it's because we weren't in tune with ourselves enough to be able to just do those simple things. So do that a few times a day, because what it's going to do is it's going to make you feel better. You're going to start tuning into your intuition a lot stronger, a lot clearer, and you'll be like consciously elevating your vibration little by little. Like every single little thing that you do for yourself raises your vibration. And then suddenly it's like this, it's almost like the wind picks you up and sweeps you off your feet. And then things start to feel better and pick up. And then you're in a place where you're receiving the right answers. And then you know what to do. And then everything's good. So, and then when you're in that space, your stories of lack and fear and all of that, it's like they're way less likely to be coming out because you're more aware of what's happening. Okay. But again, you can't tell stories of shortage and experience abundance because whatever you're talking about, thinking about, feeling about comes, and it's like an electromagnetic frequency that attracts other things. Okay. So the last thing is that you can't tell stories of shortage and experience abundance. All right. So just continually look at where you're speaking, your thinking, your feeling is going, because like I said before, what you're putting out vibrationally to the universe attracts other things. And so if you want to attract abundance and you want to attract love and you want to attract these things on a longer term basis than you have in the past, where you can actually like have it, there's a certain level of like trust and like you want to feel those feelings and have the belief and the faith first. It's always like applied faith always comes before the things that you're looking for. So if you don't have the faith, it's much harder. So the best thing is to do this to get yourself feeling good, get yourself into a space of feeling good, and then be aware of whether or not what you're putting out is creating lack or creating prosperity. Right? It's very, very simple conceptually. Okay, it's very, very simple, but I understand how easy it is to get lost in thoughts and have things not necessarily go the way that you want. But these cards are 100% telling me that you have the power. Totally, you really are. You're a very good manifester. Here's the power card again, and also that you're going to be taking the first move. So you have 100% in you, and the wish card too. Okay, and the end of this cycle that you've been in is all coming up. So as much as you might think that some of what I said is like not that great, it's really actually not bad at all. It's actually the you're coming to a change in your life, and this change is for the better, and you have the power to direct your thoughts. So this is your reading number 2. I hope you liked it. I hope it was beneficial for you. I think it would have been for me if I was... Actually, I got a lot out of your reading. Who am I kidding? I thought it was really good. Anyways, yeah, so if you want to check out any of my artwork or any of my other things that I've got, feel free to visit my website. There are things being added all the time. And yeah, like a lot of cool things being added all the time. It's amythompson.ca. The link is down below, and I will see you next time. Oh, one more thing. You can also get a reading. You can get a private reading from me if you're interested, and we can look at your situation further. All right. Talk to you soon. Thanks. High pile number 3, we are answering what you need to know right now. So I've connected with spirit guides. I've pulled this pile for you, and this is what your message is. Okay, so what do you need to know right now? So right off the bat, I can see that you've been working on some projects. Okay. All right. So right away, I can tell that you've been working on something, and you've had a pretty big vision. So it could be that you've got like one giant project and a bunch of other little things that play into it, or you could have a few projects that all together collectively make something big. All right. But either way, you're wondering whether or not you're close to achieving your goal, because it feels like you've been like going 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or you feel like, you know, you've put in a lot of time, effort, money, and you might be into a place that the things, you know, you just question whether or not you're going in the right direction, or whether things are going to work out the way that you envisioned. Okay, so the first thing is, like, don't feel bad if you've had like mixed thoughts or energy that's been going in different directions with this, okay? Because I am getting that your goal is actually quite beautiful, and you have a very good, clear, solid vision. So you're still heading towards it, regardless of how things have been going. Even if you go 2 steps forward and 1 step back, you're still going forward, okay? The energy of questioning whether or not this is the like this is how you're supposed to do things, or when you're supposed to do things, the energy of questioning any of that slows you down in itself. So if you were to let go of that and just forgive yourself for any thoughts or any like contradictory energy, or, you know, putting other things in your life before your project, or however things have been going, like let go of that, forgive yourself and allow yourself to feel good again. All right. You're also looking, so when I read cards to the left or the right, I read them as in, like, to the left, it's like your thoughts in this moment are headed, like, are thinking about something from the past, or they're thinking about something from the future. And it could be like in this moment, as in like in this like time period that you're going through. It might not be in this very moment, in this second of this video, okay? But it's like, if you look at your life, you would see that you've had these thoughts going in these different directions. So that often indicates, you know, what you can transform within your own thinking that can help you in your life, okay? So what I'm getting is that you used to have an inner knowing that you just trusted, you just knew things worked out. You didn't even question it. Now it could be like you just went about your life and seemed to always have money, or you always had friends, or you always had love, and you like where you are with your thoughts right now is kind of looking back and like looking back to when you had that. That's all it is looking back to when you had more trust, right? So this is a child's card. It's really cool. But it says, you're never alone. Your angel is always with you. And for you to recognize that you're not alone. You've got a spiritual team, you've got guides, you've got angels, you've got, you know, God, source, universe, whatever it is that you, like whatever your faith is, you recognize that there's something that's bigger than you that has your back, okay? Essentially, you're supported, all right? So recognize you're not alone, and you always have somebody, okay? Again, step out of your comfort zone in inverse, and then a time for healing. So I'm getting, you've got healing and forgiveness here, and you've got step out of your comfort zone, and you're very close to achieving your goal in inverse up there. So what I'm getting from this is that you've done a lot of stepping out of your comfort zone already, right? And it's almost like as you're here in this energy, it's like I'm getting a feeling of like tired of pushing, tired of like having to do all these things yourself, tired of like doing things. There's a lot of like tired of feeling like, So I'm getting that, that you're wondering if continually stepping out of your comfort zone is exactly the right thing that you need to do right now. And what I'm picking up from this is that it's very important that you heal from whatever has been going on, because there's an energy of like, it's what's holding you back, is that, you know, you get close to being healed, but you don't fully heal from something, and then you just jump out there. It's almost like somebody has like a broken arm, and they, get the cast off like just a little bit shy of when they need to, and then they go and they do things, and then it, you know, acts up again and stuff, because they're so eager to get going. So I'm getting that you're a very eager person and you like to get things done. Yeah. So again, purity in inverse. All right. And community in inverse. Wow. So you've got two things already that you got the community in inverse and you got togetherness to the left. So I think one of the things is you tend to look within yourself, and that you are trying to heal and you are trying to purge and you are trying to do these things, but you try to do everything yourself. Okay. It would be really good for you to allow others to contribute to you and let people in on what you're really going through. Okay. It does not make you weak. I think you might think that if other people know what's going on, that it might, you know, change their vision or perception of you. Okay. So I think this might be something that that gets in the way of you having that big goal achieved too, is because you're not being totally authentic with the people in your life. You're not letting them know. How can people step in and help you and be the pieces that need to fit in and fill the gaps that you can't, when they don't know what's going on in your life, right? So I think it would be very good for you to allow yourself to be vulnerable and rely on community. All right, and then we also got, it's not your role to make others happy. Okay, and then you can always tell a different financial abundance story. So, yeah. Oh, wow. This is really good, okay? Because I'm getting that you've recognized that there's a lot that you need to let go of. There's a lot that you need to purge. One of them is the perception that other people's happiness is your responsibility, all right? And another is that your financial abundance story is tied to how you are around other people or anything like that. You are getting that this person, for example, here, this is how I see, is like they're looking to the past, but these past leaves, they're going to fall away. It's fall. They're changing color and new growth is happening. But the new growth is happening within yourself. I hope you can see that. So the new growth is happening within yourself. You know, you're recognizing that you spent all of that time and energy doing everything that you could to make other people happy, and that's going to fall away anyways. You know, it's like the person you know who is going to be there and be reliable and be with you forever is you. So your role is to make you happy. Okay, and all of this is secondary. It will come. When you're happy, you automatically light other people up. So stop looking to where you fail to make people happy, or where you want to be. Like, just stop looking at trying to make people happy, because it's not your role. And I'm really glad that you got this at this point. Like, you are realizing this at this point. Okay. Also, with your financial abundance story, I'm going to read this one for you. Okay. What anyone else has or does. Wait, hold on. What anyone What anyone else has or does not have has nothing to do with you. The only thing that affects your experience is the way you utilize the non-physical energy within your thought. Your abundance or lack of it in your experience has nothing to do with what anybody else is doing or having. It only has to do with your perspective. It only has to do with your offering of thought. If you want your fortunes to shift, you have to begin telling a different story. So I 100% see these two being tied together, you know, because I believe that your focus was so much on other people and making other people happy that it wasn't really on your abundance and your success and telling your story that way. You would be telling a story about how your relationships were great and all of this. And don't get me wrong, you can have this and this. You can have the great relationships and you can have your financial abundance. But again, it's going to be coming from you focusing on making yourself happy, and on you focusing on your own financial abundance story, and you focusing on, like, it's like bringing everything that you put externally, right? And you're bringing it all internal. You're focusing on you as like the radiating magnetic energy. It's like you get yourself in alignment, and then all of a sudden it's like people around you can't help but be happy, and, you know, finances can't help but come to you. So wonderful. You have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. You have the Star, the Son of Wands in reverse. And you have the Ten of Wands in reverse. And you have Temperance in reverse. Okay. So this is literally like just a bunch of blocked energy. This is showing me that you've had the Ten of Pentacles. You've had all of your successes and your fulfillment and abundance. This is what you had, okay? This is like, you know, because you had it, that you can have it again. And this is telling me that you are the star. Like, the star is like hope and peace of mind and everything. So this is like, this is you. You know, you don't need to worry about what was before, and you don't need to be in the place of not having it. I'm getting in this time in your life, like right now in this time, you do not have all of your things together. You do not have like all of the love and abundance and luxury and all of that. You like your whole entire, like, you know, the whole picture, right? So it's like you're just missing pieces of your whole picture. That's all it is like, you've had this before, and you know you can again. You've got faith and hope, right? So the other thing is the Son of Wands and the Ten of Wands. So you need to, this time of like being worried and having all of this difficulty and blockage and all of this stuff, this time is coming to an end, all right? The key to it is bringing back your charming and adventurous self. All right, you normally are charming, you normally are adventurous, you normally are the star that shines bright and, you know, allows yourself to be like strong-willed and triumphant and just glowing, radiant, like you can do anything kind of thing. This is who you know is possible for yourself, and the key is to bring yourself back into your like natural or adventurous self. Okay, you also know from like many times in your life, and actually like on a deeper level, you also know that you're somebody who can work with different elements as well. Like, you've been able to in the past master all kinds of things, and that's what got you the Ten of Pentacles before. Things were very, very easy for you, and other people looked at you with absolute amazement. Okay, so you know that you've got that within you. All right, so the Temperance is healing and renewal. So this is also letting me know that that you're either needing a little bit more healing, or you're just about to step out of the process of healing. I'm getting from the energy of all of this is that you are recognizing your own value, and you may not actually have stepped into your own value, but you're seeing it. And so this healing process, I think, is like you're in it, but you're just about to come to the end of it. All right, so this is really, really cool. And you've got Secrets, the Future in inverse, and you've got an Experience. Okay, so it's so cool. And you know what? I just want to double check this card here. Okay. Yeah, so you may question why everything happened and how things went the way that they went, especially when you had it all together before. Okay, so you may be like really trying to figure it out. There are some things that you're not meant to know. Like one of the reasons for not being meant to know things is that it's developing your sense of trust and your sense of faith. Okay, so faith and trust always precede the physical manifestations of things. It always does. So it's like this is letting me know that your spirit guides want you to know that you can rest in knowing the unknown, like knowing that there is unknown. And I'm just channeling these things, okay? So it's like you have a lot of power in the palm of your hands. You have a lot of power in your mind and your thoughts. You can channel them towards whatever it is that you want to create for your Ten of Pentacles. Like you can have anything that you want. You got to let go of needing to know why things didn't work or how everything does work, okay? You've got a curious mind and it's amazing, but there are some things you're not meant to know. You're meant to trust instead, okay? The future, right? So sometimes you get stuck in between like the future and the past, and it's like you want to step into this bright, powerful future, and then you think, well, this happened and this happened and this happened, so maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. All right. So this is letting me know that that little bit of energy is still kind of kicking around. Again, it's let go of trying to figure everything out. You don't need to figure everything out. Instead, walk forward in your life now as it is, completely inexperienced, like as if everything's brand new. All right. This is like if you took the trust and just knowing that things are safe and things are good without having to know and understand why for everything, you could just walk in very, very inexperienced and be with things newly. And the fact that like you don't know all the answers and you can just come out and say, I don't know all the answers and I want to do this and I don't have the answers and I want to do that. It's going to be good. And the other thing is, okay, I'm going to mess up these cards a little bit because I really want to look at things. The other thing is that you got the community card there before. As you're going through and you're recognizing it's not your role to make other people happy, and you're stepping forward into this like inexperience, like what is my life going to be like if I'm not so focused on making other people happy? Like what is that going to be like? There are things you're stepping into in your life that you have no idea how it's going to go, but have the freedom to be authentic and open and share with people, like this is what I'm dealing with, this is what I'm going through, this is what I need. You're not going to lose sight of your vision. I think one of the things you're worried about is if you step in and you do that stuff, your vision's going to fall apart. It's not going to fall apart. You are the star. You are the star. It's not going to fall apart. Bring this level of inexperience with you. Tell your stories as you want it to be, right? Your financial abundance story. And forgive yourself and others in your life. Like just continually look for areas that you can forgive people so that you can feel good again. Right? Because holding on to any regret, guilt, blame, judgment, fear, anger, any of that, or shame, any of those like feelings that bring you down, it doesn't help, you know. And even overall with all of this other energy, you are still the star. You know, you have you're a very optimistic, highly, you can still have peace of mind even with everything. So this is really cool. Pile number 3, you can actually tune into yourself and stop making everybody else happy. Rely on your community for assistance, and you don't have to be continually focused on healing anymore. You can actually just step forward and have your goal come together. It'll be like that. Very beautiful. You have a very, very beautiful vision. So, step into it. If you want to see any of my artwork or check out my store or any of my clothing, anything like that, feel free. The website's down below. I've got some other cool things, and I'll add them as I get them. I'll be adding things all the time. Hope you like your reading, and thanks for being here. Okay, talk soon. Bye.